Hey everyone, it's Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life, and I'm back for 30 Days of Sketches 3, Day 4, working with this sketch from the Hip Kit Club. And I'm going to use some photos of my new car. We got it back last fall before Barrett came, and we got it because of Barrett. We needed to have a vehicle that could hold all of us, and we didn't have that. We had our little Honda, which we still have. Sean now drives that. And then Sean used to drive his little truck that we loved, and we had to let that go and get this fun car. It's a Dodge Journey, and I love it. I love the color of it, and it's very me, which is so funny because I'm not actually an orange person, but I love this car. Like, there was something about it. I was scrolling through Car Gurus. Is that what it's called? I believe that's what it's called. And I saw it and I was just like, I kept going back to it. And we looked at a bunch of them and I just kept going back to this one. And Sean said, if it's really the one you want, then that's fine with me. We can get it. And so we got it. And I just love it. And I've been waiting to document it. So here we go. Now, this is actually a very simple layout as to why you're going to see me kind of just do it over again. I had created a little embellishment kit of hearts and stuff and put this away so I could scrap it. But of course, do you think I remembered to take a photo of how I had originally laid it out? No, I did not. So when I went to do this layout, I couldn't remember the way I had it because I had all of these laid out in a certain way and I was loving the way it turned out, but I totally forgot to take a photo. So it's probably not the way I had envisioned it in my head, but I still really love the way that it looks. And I am still playing around with these first 5 sketches of this series. All have a similar theme to them, being that they all kind of have a subtle circle effect in the background. And I wanted to kind of group them together just because I noticed that when I was picking my sketches, I was doing this. I was picking some that had these circles, and I like to stitch. Like, I know you've seen a lot of my layouts and you'll see that I really like to stitch now, whether it be hand stitching or machine stitching and all of that. And a nice circle effect really kind of helps encase your photos and help make them really stand out. And that's what I loved about this particular sketch and that circle. So this is just another one in that series. So you'll see one more tomorrow of this kind of subtle circle thing. So I just wanted to mention that in case you're wondering why they've all kind of had that. It does, the other sketches coming up, they're not all circles. I promise. I picked some other ones as well, but it did have that kind of effect. And I'm trying to play around with the hearts here. Like I said, I had it perfectly set up when I went to start it, and then I put this little embellishment kit away so that I could pull it out and scrap it at another time, and then I forgot what it looked like, but it's okay. Like I said, I like it in the end. Now, that was a big mumble jumble of a bunch of stuff all at once. I'm sorry. So this car, we went to the dealership and we test drove it, and I love it. It's a 4-wheel drive. Yes, it's 4-wheel drive, and it's got whatever it is so that like when you brake you can't skid or something. It's got a special braking system to it as well. And so it's kind of like the higher end-ish of the Journey, but like the middle and higher end-ish. So it's pretty cool. I love it. It's got a DVD player in the back for the kids, and it all fits. It fits everyone. We all fit perfectly. Jackson and Barrett sit in the middle, and then Nora sits in the very back, just because of the fact that the way the car seats line up, and Sean's so tall, to have both the Barrett and Nora in the middle, Sean would never be able to drive. So we made it so that that could happen. And she actually loves sitting in the back, so it works just fine. And then when we don't have the car seat in there, Jackson can pick between sitting in the front and sitting in the back. So he enjoys that as well. And yeah, it's a lovely car. I was excited to document it. The embellishments that I picked, I felt really helped kind of bring the car to the forefront of the layout, and I'm keeping it quite simplistic and not doing any mixed media or anything like that. So it's really just fun, and I love this. I did a layout about when we got the Honda, and it kind of had the same feel to it, where it's just the car is the main focus, and in the Honda one it's just a photo of the Honda logo. But there's something about, apparently when I go to document cars, I really like to keep it simplistic, and it's so much fun. I really love this one. Now, you are seeing me kind of play around with how I want everything to go. I really wanted that Hello Gorgeous up at the top, and so I start with that, and then I have to think about what parts I want kind of like, let's see, I have to think about what parts I want to have stitched around and what parts are going to be above the stitching. And so I went and I kind of made my little marks, and then I pulled things away, stitched it, and then put them back, and then refigured everything. I play with the hearts at the bottom. I wanted it to do that kind of like falling effect of the hearts, and I was struggling, and what I figured out that I really needed was to have a gold heart. And there's something about that little pop of gold, which is weird to say gold is a pop, but there was something about that pop of gold that helped kind of just make it all go together. And then that made me bring in a alpha for my title is just New Ride, but it helps me bring in, when I bring in the word new, I have a kind of like a craft crate colored alpha that has little gold specks, and that really helped kind of tie that in together. And then for Ride, I didn't want it to stick out too much, because now this layout's starting to get just a little bit busy in the inside of the circle, so I just use a white alpha that has glitter on it, and I'm to the very end of this alpha, so I was happy I could even spell the word Ride, but it fits perfectly, and it kind of covers up a little bit of the mess that overlay there. I used it on a Project Life a long time ago, and so it has some stuff on the back of it that I was trying to hide, and that worked really well for that. And then I'll go ahead and go back and stitch around the outside so that it has a nice border to it, and I put in where the lines for my journaling are going to go. I am still waiting to get a good black Sharpie. I still haven't made it to the store. And so I'm just waiting to get that so I can do all my journaling. I'm going to have to sit down for like a whole day and just journal, because I have so many that I need to do now. I can use my pen for certain things, but to actually write out my journaling, it's not good enough for that. So I'm just waiting until I actually get to the store to do that. And that about wraps up this video and this day. Thanks so much for watching. I will be back tomorrow with day 5. We're almost halfway through the first week. I hope you've been enjoying this. And like I said, I'll see everyone tomorrow with a look. Oh, and there I zoomed in a little bit. And there's the look at my final layout. And I'm sorry about this crazy random voiceover I just did for you. Bye, everyone.